Hello top-down racing fans around the world, this is Minardi from Minardi Simsport again, and today I've got something very special for you. Here at Minardi Simsport we are always on the lookout for the next fun top-down racing game, and Formula Top was actually on our radar quite early on. Already a few months back, Doghouse and I started to check it out and played it a bit in between Circuit Superstars races and had a really great time battling it out there. We also took part in one of the demo competitions and finished it in 1-2, so that was a good time. And ever since then we kept looking what's new with Formula Top and how is the development going, and just did a few laps here and there. Really enjoyed the gameplay, the handling and the looks of the game. The developer of Formula Top got in touch with me and gave me a preview code, so just know ahead. This is a game that I haven't paid for yet, but right now when you're watching this it will be available on Steam. It's basically simultaneously going live with my video, and I will be buying it right afterwards because it's a great game, as you will see in just the next few minutes. Alright, let's jump right into it. Okay, this is the starting screen of the game now, and we're gonna have a look at the settings because they are going to reveal quite a bit about the game's capabilities. You have retro mode, which should make it easier for keyboard drivers, but I'm gonna tell you, like always, I'm driving with keyboard and I'm using the precision mode and it works great for me. But to each their own, so maybe try them out both. But the game is amazing to play on keyboard as well. So next up we have key binding options, so you can bind your controller or your keyboard. But what you're also gonna see here is you have options for camera, zoom and name tags. So you can display the name tags in the game or turn them off. You might know that from Circuit Superstars already. Then in the camera option you have a dynamic and a static camera, which I'll show you in a second. And you can zoom in and out, of course. So these are the additional options that you have aside from driving ones. Of course, you can also change your own name tag. So you have 3 letters to make up your own name tag like you know it from Formula 1. And you have the possibility to mod in the future. So you will be able to make your own cars with their own performances and their own names. So you can basically recreate any Formula 1 season that you want. Of course, there's also 2 different options for graphics, so if your computer is suffering a bit too much, you might turn it down a little bit, but all that is pretty straightforward, you know that already. Here you have stuff that you can activate, and what I really love here is Tiny Time. Tiny Time makes the cars small and squishy, and so they remind you a lot more of cartoony racers, a little bit like Circuit Superstars, I would say, because they're squeezed together, so it reminds you of that. To me personally, I enjoy the tiny ones more than the actual ones. And you have driver goals here, so if you drive with the predefined set of Formula 1 drivers and teams, they will also represent the 2023 season, and you'll see what your expectations for each season are. Race settings are pretty cool. You have game speed relaxed or normal, so if it's all going a bit too quick for you, you can set it to relaxed. You have laps, you can set them up however you want, up to 30 laps. So you can do pretty long races. 30 lap races are actually taking quite a bit, and I love them most, but that's just my personal preference. Game speed we already talked about. So if you're more experienced, you can go to normal, and if it's all a bit too fast for you, then go to relaxed, of course. Grid order determined by AI qualification, actual qualification or points. Pretty self-explanatory as well, I think. And then difficulty. So I'm driving with champion difficulty. If you have good experience with top-down racers, I think you can do that too. But as you can see, there is 6 different levels, and the AI in this game is absolutely amazing. So the races are so immersive. And if you find the right difficulty for you, you will enjoy the races a lot. And it has a spectator mode, a very much requested feature in all racing games that allows people to stream the races, commentate on them, and show the action on streams and have an actual broadcast. The spectator mode works really, really well. I tried it out, and you can also spectate AI races, so it's very, very cool. So tire wear, you have options low and medium. You can turn off pit stops, turn them on and off. Chance of rain, I usually set it to low because that's most realistic. It's still gonna rain at times. And yeah, you had sun angle variation there. This is of course taking some processing power, but yeah, it makes it a little bit more nice to look at even. Here you can see, yeah, that's the Formula 1 grid of 2023, I would say, with different name tags, but you get the drift, like you know who is who. Before I forget though, you also have different stats, of course, under the race car, as you can see. So every car has different strengths and weaknesses, and you can also design your own car for multiplayer racing, and presumably also for single player once the mod capabilities are enabled. Okay, let's see what the racing looks like. So we're at the start at the Brazilian Grand Prix, and I gotta tell you, it's the best AI racing I've had so far. AI, as you just saw the Ferrari going off, is making mistakes as well, and you can actually push them into a mistake. So if you keep being on their back, they will start to make mistakes. I haven't yet figured out if they are making mistakes, like if some drivers are making more and some drivers making less mistakes, but it's definitely an amazing feeling to see that AI drivers make mistakes. So it's not like they're driving very good, but they're not driving like computer perfect. So they are actually making mistakes like a human would. You're so engrossed into the racing because the AI is just done remarkably well. So I don't know how much is down to intelligence and how much is down to the steering lock being limited on formula cars and therefore only certain lines work basically, but the racing feels fantastic. So you actually have nice switchbacks and wheel to wheels. You have the rain set in during the races. You have to make up your strategy on the go. You have slipstream, which is a very important part. Slipstream that is actually not losing its momentum when you pull out of the slipstream. So the car keeps up the momentum, and you can actually prepare an overtake and get it done. So it's really nice to see that working very well, and it's also not overpowered. So you have slipstream, but you still have to drive yeah, kind of good laps to stay in it. But if you do stay in it, you can actually profit a lot from it. So yeah, it's absolutely well balanced, and the graphics are beautiful, very smooth, and the driving feels good. The physics are actually more in depth as they might look on first glance, because once you get the hang of it and look a little bit closer, you can tell that the suspension is working, that the tire is lifting up when you go over a curb, and yeah, you can tell the tire wear, of course. So you've got a lot more in it than meets the eye on first glance. The racing, like I said, it's super good. The AI, in my very personal point of view, could go a little faster. I pulled off last to first in a Haas, but it was a super tight race, and it was only working out because I set the laps to 30 laps on champion level, and yeah, over 30 laps, I talked with the developer as well, over 30 laps, if you drive pretty consistent and fast, it just adds up, and then you are basically able to narrowly get P1 in the slowest car, or in one of the slowest cars. But yeah, it's not something that you pull off easily or often. And if you drive clean around the drivers, as you can see on screen right now, there you can have just the most fantastic battles. And yeah, they are not making it easy for you either. They know how to defend, they know how to attack. Now for the multiplayer part, I tried it here with Doghouse. It's extremely fun. I guess we'll have to test it out in the wild with actually lots of players from different regions. As you can see right now, the tire compound selection really cool. It slows down actually in the single player mode, so you have more time to choose your tires because the whole game slows down. In multiplayer, you have to be a bit faster. But what I wanted to say is, of course, POV issues do exist in basically every racing game. It's the internet connections are just not yet good enough to not have that happen. It's right now on my view, you can see it's working very well. So I see Doghouse completely driving normal, as if you would drive in a local area network with me now. But on Doghouse screen, I apparently have been driving in the grass at times while not slowing down, which is not the case on my end, of course. So there is some POV differences, and while I'm not an expert on the matter, I think there will always be some of them. I've been dabbling in iRacing lately, and I see the POV differences there just as well as in any other racing game. And I think yeah, it's not gonna change as long as the internet doesn't make a big jump forward globally. But it's very well playable. Like, we have no issues. We could actually do tight racing here, and yeah, apart from having a bit of different perspective on both ends, we had no issues and had a really fun time. I cannot wait to try this out with a lot of drivers, so look out for an announcement for that on Twitter, or let me know if you want to try it out. And yeah, a league certainly would be amazing in this game, so I would definitely want to take part in something like that. It's just extremely fun, and the variations of strategies and tires and rain and the way it handles is definitely making you wanting to take part in a league in it. It's a great game. Formula Top gets a big thumbs up from me, and I can't wait to see you out on track with it. Go check it out. It's now available on Steam. If you love top-down racing, you love Formula Top. It's a masterpiece, and I'm getting the feeling that the developer is gonna stay active on it and improve on an already fantastic base. The modding capabilities are opening a lot of doors for long-term fun. So yeah, I can't wait to hit upload on that video right now and go play myself. Have a nice day. Minardi Simsport over and out.